Alrighty, welcome back to the Gas Holes Podcast. It's been a minute. I don't even know what episode this is. Do you know? I think we're on like 27 or 28, somewhere around in there.
20. Yeah, high 20s.
We missed last week because, well, I don't know. It's just been a busy fucking week, and Tuesdays have gotten a lot harder for us now because damn core league started up and pros on the same night as well. So we're both doing different shit the same night. So it's yeah, we missed a week, but hey, how you doing? We're back. How's it been? It's been a while since I talked to you.
Yeah, we haven't talked since, I guess, the 24, which you won, I guess.
Yeah, I forgot that happened. We got to talk about that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
24-hour champs. Cut Commanders, that's our, so we're like 1 for 3 now, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, and I wasn't on the team this time, which sucks, but.
Yeah, well, you were there in spirit.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was there, by God. So I guess anybody who doesn't know, we put on a 24-hour race in Moon Car. It was Mazda Miatas at Martinsville for 24 hours. One of the dumbest things I think anyone's ever done on iRacing. But it ended up being a good success. We raised $3,000 for charity.
I don't think it could have gone any better, if we're being honest. Not only did you raise a lot of money, but like somehow, some way, we lucked into having a fucking crazy finish too.
Crazy finish. We had I think we had like 475 people watching the last hour. We peaked at, so we were right at 500 viewers there at the end. Like I said, raised $3,000 for Toys for Tots. Kept a pretty solid field through the whole event. Viewership was great through the whole event. I was really scared we were going to dip off and have nobody watching at certain points, but we had a pretty active chat the whole 24 hours. I had a lot of help in the booth, which I didn't expect. There was a time, I guess that Saturday afternoon, when it was like the home stretch where I was kind of solo for a little bit and it was getting rough. But for the most part, I had help pretty much right off the start. Vargas hit me up and he helped me out. Then Sean Butler helped me out. And I still don't know who came with Butler and them. There were like 15 of us in the booth at one point. I don't know half of them, but it was a great time. And they pretty much carried me all the way to like 2 a.m. Then I was kind of solo with Gary. Gary was with me, but he was in and out with Harry. Harry was racing through the overnight hours, and he actually wrecked at 3 a.m. So that was pretty exciting. And then through about 4 a.m. when I started to get worried, because that's when a lot of the drivers had been in the cars for a long time, and they were tired, and they were starting to go nuts. But then we kind of started getting some fresh faces in there as the morning came around. I know you had to do an extra stint.
I ended up doing like fucking 2.
Yeah, you did but Dalen Barr kind of outdid you. He did like 1,000 laps solo because none of his teammates would answer the phone. And he ended up taking the lead because of that. But that's all kind of a blur for me because I was getting really tired then. Davey actually saved me. Davey Davis woke up at he had come in the booth at like midnight completely drunk and passed out drunk in the booth, and he woke up at 6 a.m. just in the nick of time to carry me to the halfway caution.
Davey, the real MVP.
Yeah, we had like a 3-hour podcast. It was pretty good. That was awesome. We just told great stories. I don't think we paid any attention to the race, but we were just telling stories for 3 hours. It was awesome.
Right.
But yeah, overall it was a great event. I have something. I don't know what happened to you. You went out there trying to get into your last stint, and you wrecked the car twice, but I could tell you were having wheel problems. What happened?
Yeah, well, my first stint I did, like you said, I went a long ways, a lot longer than I wanted to. I don't know how many hours I did, but I did like 600 laps, I think, altogether, just over, something like that. Because Gary was
No, you were in the 720s.
Jeez, was I?
Yeah, because I remember we thought Preet was going to have the longest stint out of y'all's team because he did like 600 plus, but you ended up doing like 720 something.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Gary was gonna come after me, and then I think he fell asleep, and then Harry left before that, so I was just kind of there by myself. Then Schleiss went to bed too. He was setting an alarm, and at that point I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't have to wait all the way till he wakes up. Honestly, I don't even remember who relieved me, but I think it was
Dugan.
Gary. Or it was Dugan, no, that's who it was. Yeah,
Dugan
he showed up. That's right. Yeah, okay, I don't remember. I wrecked, I think, my first 2 stints, and I ended up pitting early just to fix the car and top it off and then go back out there. anyways, that happened, and then Dugan finally relieved me, and I turned off my computer and went to bed, and I slept for a while. I woke up sometime during the afternoon, I think, and I hopped back on, and I was looking, and we were still winning, I think. I guess that was probably around the time they started trying to wreck them. I got there pretty late, so I didn't know what the situation was, but they were trying to wreck us, I guess.
There were 3 people going after y'all, just trying to make up laps and wreck y'all.
Which, yeah, it was getting a little chippy there. I noticed between some of the guys. It was like, all right, I don't know if we need to do all this, but anyways, we formulated a plan that they were going to put me in because they thought we'd have a better chance of me in the car or them not wrecking me, I guess. So anyways, I turned back on my computer and I hopped in, and wouldn't you know, none of my shit worked for some reason. First off, my wheel was uncalibrated, so I took off out of the pits, and as soon as I started moving, I noticed my wheel was like 90 degrees to the left or some shit. I was like, well, this isn't good. But I was like, I'll just come back around. We still had a couple lap lead, and I'll just reset it and we'll be okay. And then I went off into turn 3 first time, fucking ate shit. And I was like,
you sat there for like 2 laps.
Yeah, but it was okay though, because I was like, all right, I'll just sit here and recalibrate my wheel. Perfect. Because I was out of the groove and everything. I just barely hit the wall, and was like, well, I'll just do it here. That way I won't have to pit. So I did that, and then I got back going again. Then I went down unfair to turn 1 and wrecked again. And then I then realized that my pedals weren't calibrated. And I've never had that happen in my life. So not only both times was my wheel uncalibrated, but my pedals were uncalibrated. So like my brake pedal didn't pick up past, it only picked up if I hit it like 50% or more. And you're not using that much brake in the Miatas. So so it was like I just didn't brake at all, basically, and I just went off in their full speed and it fucking wrecked. I was like, Jesus Christ, I got a lot of fucking problems. So I brought it down pit road. I was just going to try to recalibrate everything. So I got out of the car, and I was going to stay in the car and just recalibrate everything, because, again, we still had a couple lap lead. We were good. So I went in there and I recalibrated my wheel, and I finished doing the couple of steps. And I did a little test, it shows you the little preview of your wheel and which direction it goes. And I turned left, and the preview went right.
Oh, God.
So
that would have been good to go out there, too.
Yeah, so then I was like, at that point, I was like, all right, Gary, you're going to have to get back in the car, pal. And he got out there, and he finished. I tell you what, though, he drove the race of his life there. It was that last hour or so. He was avoiding everybody. There was at one point, he moved, I think it was Will Rogers. They were going at it, and he just full send just punted him off in a 3. And Gary somehow fucking wheeled out of it and kept it straight. And that was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And from that point on, man, I thought he lost it, but he was faster than whoever we were racing at that point. We lost the lead, but he got it back, man. He drove a hell of a fucking race. I tell you, I was really proud of him.
Yeah, see, once I finally DQ'd that one asshole in the 25 who was just out there. He fucked like 4 different people's races, and then he ended up behind the pit wall just doing a burnout, and he was creating a hazard on the back straightaway because it was nothing but smoke. So I DQ'd him, and I black flagged Rogers or whoever was in their car at the time. And after that, everybody started to get the point, and there was some team orders going on, like no doubt, when Gary was lapping that other team car that they were trying to slow Gary down.
Yeah.
But they quit trying to wreck him, and man, what a battle it was with Wishart and Gary. They spent like, I don't know how long, but it was within the last hour. They ended up spinning each other at one point. I remember Gary was parked in front of him, and he just sat there. He was like, because they had 17 laps over third. So Gary was like, we have 17 laps to sit here and figure this out. But they got back going. Man, it was such a good race. When you went out there, though, and you were uncalibrated and you wrecked, at first I thought it was just cold tires, because so many people, man, they were going out there. They had just turned like like 200 laps, a fuel run, 200 and something laps. Mm-hmm. They'd go do their 200-lap stint, and then they'd come in, they'd get those fresh tires, they'd feel like Superman, but there was so much rubber on the track, they'd get out of the groove just a little bit, and they'd loop it. Like,
I think
first corner out of the pits. Preet did it.
I think I did
Justin
it.
Champagne did it. You did it. Harry may have done it. I think Wishart and them did it. I mean, I want to say almost every team had somebody on their team do it. But But yeah, I thought that's what happened, but then you just didn't move, and I was like, okay, what happened here?
Yeah, I think that was I actually I ordered a new wheelbase. I just remembered, and I got it today. I haven't taken it out of the box yet, but I think I fixed. Yeah, so I've been having issues with this fucking thing, and that was like I think the 24 hours about fucking broke it. But I think I fixed it. But like I've had issues with like the first time I had it was that Richmond FTF race where it uncalibrated. I got in the wall and shit, and I
that wreck.
Yeah, well, my whole fucking team was in that wreck, I think. So I fixed it. I think I didn't take it apart, but they had sent me some instructions way back when I angrily emailed them after that incident. But I think I fixed it. But either way, I got this new V2.5 base, which I was talking to Harry. That's what he's got. He said he hadn't really had any issues with it aside from a fan maybe not working. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to, if I got time, get that going and use that tonight for the core race. Because Lord Jesus, if I fucking have uncalibrating issues linear tonight, it's gonna be hell of a time. We did the last core race at Iowa. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. I was like, because I wrecked Frisch trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. It's like when I was turning through the corner, it's like it hit the bumps or something, and it's like the wheel would just kind of move a little bit or uncalibrate a bit. So it's like when I would come back on the straightaway, and obviously you'd have the wheel straight on the straightaway. It's like every time I turned back to the straightaway, it was like cockeyed a different way or a different degree. So it's like, and it would change mid corner. It was just like it was coming loose. So it was like almost steering itself, and it was really fucking weird. But like I said, I think I fixed it. Either way, though, I'm gonna take this motherfucker off for now and use this other one, and hopefully that works. But yeah, there's my story.
Yeah, but we're gonna do another 24-hour next November. I think we're just gonna make the 24 Martinsville a yearly thing.
Yeah, we definitely, man. I was really surprised, but I was really happy with how many people kept on with it. I would assume we can get plenty more people next time. We could have a serious event, I think. With that.
See, I've had a lot of people hit me up and say that like had they known it was happening, they would have done it. And like, there's a lot of people that already want to do it. That now that they've seen that it worked and went well, I see us getting a full field, so I could see us having 43 teams next year, which would be really cool to double the car count out there because it was already pretty chaotic. I think it would be even better. I'm glad I accidentally did unlimited quick repairs. I thought that would make the race awful, but I think it almost adds more endurance to it because you don't have the excuse of the car breaking. Unless you flip, then you have to sit there for a little bit. And what poor bastard did, we did the 12-hour caution, and I shit you not, 15 seconds before 9 a.m., and we were going to throw that thing, and some bastard flipped on the back straightaway and got stuck on his roof and had to tow.
Oh, man, I missed that. I think I made it to the caution, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I think y'all did your swap.
Yeah,
there.
We swapped under caution. Dude, I don't know when the fuck I picked up my stint. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning. Jesus Christ. That was really fun, though. I was glad it went as well as it did.
Yeah.
When was that?
It was the 20th, November 20th. So
what the fuck what is today?
December 1st. So it's been a little bit.
Oh, man, it's December already. Oh, brother. I'm living 10 days in the fucking past.
Yeah.
Damn, what else happened? We had Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Didn't really do a whole lot, but it was pretty good. The Friday after Thanksgiving, I went over to my grandparents, and we had a little family get-together. It was kind of awkward, though, because there were people like me who had like stayed home and gotten COVID tested. So like we all got to stay on like one side of the gathering, and then all the fucking the COVID peasants, we called them, had to stay on the other side.
Yeah, we I always go for Thanksgiving over to my grandma. She's cooked that meal my entire life, and it's one of the fucking best. I look forward to it every year. Unfortunately, this year there was a smallest Thanksgiving I think I've ever been a part of. We only had 4 of us. It was could fit us in a phone booth. It was grandma, my mom, and my uncle, and it was just us, unfortunately. But man, I honestly gotta say that was probably one of the best Thanksgivings I've ever had. It was one of those. I don't know. I was just thankful to be with the family because I haven't seen my grandma a lot this year. That was the first time I only saw my uncle once this year. And it was a handful of months ago. I went over to do something for my grandma, and he was there. But yeah, I've watched. So me and my uncle. I grew up watching Washington football team on Thanksgiving. Usually play the Cowboys. So it was always a big part of.
I text you during this.
Yeah,
didn't I?
yeah. It was. I was sitting there with my uncle. It was. It was so much fun though. We sat there and watched the whole game and. Man, I was so fucking happy to see him beat their ass. Those stupid bastards ran that fucking fake punt, and there was like I don't remember how many. It was still a 1-score game, but it was like they're on their side of the field. That was one of the stupidest fucking things we've ever seen. I can't believe they didn't fire his ass. But man,
So I'm not a huge football fan, as most people know, but I damn near yearly I watch the Cowboys and the football players,
Mm-hmm.
and I text Cozy. It's just like it's not the same vibe when it's fucking Cowboys versus football team.
Yeah, no, that's what I walked in there. I was like, oh man, my favorite Thanksgiving tradition: Cowboys versus Washington football team.
I just like it will never make sense to me how they could not have like a name prepared already. You know what I mean? Like, God, I don't understand. Like, they had to know that the way the world was going, this day was coming, they were going to have to change their name. And they have gotten themselves in this pickle where they just have to call themselves football team.
Well, that's fucking Dan Snyder. He wasn't going to change it. There wasn't anything that was going to make him change it either, except Nike came around, and this year was a little bit different, and everybody got really cranky this year. So they were like, yeah, we're gonna pull our endorsements, and he was like, well, it looks like we're changing it.
What happened with him and the naked chicks? Wasn't there some big scandal?
Dude, it's one thing after another with him, dude. I don't understand how he's like. I don't even understand at this point. I don't know. It's just been one thing after the other. I don't know where it stands at this point, but here we are, and it looks like we're gonna win the division now. So fuck yeah. The Giants go Washington football team, dude. The Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, he's injured now, and it looks like he's gonna miss some time. So now they're down to Colt McCoy, which actually used to be the Washington football team backup, Captain Colt as I called him. He hadn't been there for a little while, but he had the only thing I remember Colt McCoy for was he beat the Cowboys one year in overtime, and it was the coolest fucking thing I'd ever seen. And he never did a fucking thing after that. But God love him, he's a cool ass. But hopefully he sucks for the Giants, because that's we just need them to lose a little bit more. We lost to them twice this year, and we shouldn't have lost to them either time, but we did. Other than that, though, the Eagles are fucking trash, and I'm so excited. That was one of the worst moments in my football life of watching them win the Super Bowl. So I'm excited. I apologize to any Philly fans out there listening to this. I fucking hate your team, and I hate most of your fans, to be honest with you, but there are cool Philly fans out there. But I fucking hate Philly. I hate Philly almost as much as I hate Dallas. That's how bad it is. But like it's weird with the NFC East though. It's like those are the two worst, and then the Giants and then the Washington football team were just kind of like the other side of it. But yeah, so it's Giants versus Washington football team now for the division. I'm excited. I hope we pull through. The team is coming together. I think we still got to play Pittsburgh, which that game got moved to Monday. You know, there's going to be 3 games on Monday now.
Yeah, I saw that. Weren't there like teams or players threatening like a strike or something if they didn't move them?
That I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about that. I know Pittsburgh's
I saw
pretty
on Twitter
upset.
somewhere they were saying like they were threatening just to not play or something if their games didn't get moved.
Oh, the fucking who needs to play? Baltimore better fucking play, because I got a fantasy matchup I got to win with one player left. Yeah, that there's like 3 games on Monday. There's a Tuesday game and a Wednesday game. So this is the longest NFL week in history. and then so yeah, there's Jesus Christ, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I guess there'll be football Thursday. And then, yeah, Jesus Christ. So there you have it. I wanted to talk about it before that. I got my hair cut the day before Thanksgiving.
Well, while we're on the topic of sports, I have to let you know I'm no longer a fan of the Thunder with you.
Oh, why not? Oh, because Steve got traded?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a little upset about that. Don't be a Pelicans fan. That just won't. That just.
Well, I mean, I'm a Steve fan. I just follow Steve wherever Steve goes.
Well, good luck with the Pelicans. You get to watch Zion. That's gonna be the only reason it's gonna be fun to watch them is just like those are two big men. I'm gonna tell you that. Right
yeah, I know. That's why I like Steve. I like big men. Well, okay.
Whoa, all right.
I like watching big basketball. Like, okay,
perform.
The gentle giants. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like Steve. Like he's a gentle giant. Man, that's gonna end up on Twitter right there. Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I saw, because I remember there was rumors earlier this year that he was coming to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you said, "Oh no, they'll never trade him." And I was like, "Man, I hope they do trade him. I'd love to see him in Atlanta."
Yeah,
and then now I'm upset that because I'd rather him just be in OKC because, like, I don't know, I like OKC jerseys and stuff. Like, it just looks cooler. Pelicans, I have no desire. My family, I come from a long line of Duke fans, so like obviously I watched a lot of Zion and I think it's cool, but like I don't care about fucking New Orleans. I'd rather just watch Steve play in OKC.
Yeah, I really didn't think they would trade him, but then they just went like full rebuild mode. And then I kind of understood it. They like the entire roster has been traded basically. It's Sam Presti, who's the GM of the Thunder, is a fucking monster, and he's been trade raping teams for years now. It's just been like one after the other, trying to at least keep them competitive back when it was still like Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and back when they were like championship contenders every year.
That was before my time. I didn't know anything about basketball.
Yeah.
I haven't watched basketball since the Thunder. Well, since I've been watching, the Thunder have not been great, I guess I should say.
Yeah, well, we were a playoff team this year. Somehow, some way. It's crazy. I don't know what the odds were. They were very, very fucking slim to none for the Thunder to make the playoffs this year. But sure in the shit, they made it, and they almost won out of the first round. They took Houston to Game 7, I think. It was close, man. I really wanted them to win that series, but yeah, that was a nail in the final coffin. They traded Chris Paul. He's on the Suns now. Everybody and their mother got traded. Steven Adams got traded. There were so many trades. There was a good probably 3 or 4 players that got traded to the Thunder that fucking are already off the Thunder again. Danny Green got traded to the Thunder, is gone. I think we still have Al Horford. I guess we're going to have to keep him. Who else? It's just been fucking nuts. And they have so many draft picks. Like, they own a ridiculous amount of draft picks in the next, 5 years. So 9 chances out of 10 we should be back to championship contenders here soon. That's another thing I forgot. The draft happened. Yeah, that was... And they were very active. It's since I've been a Thunder fan, they've pretty much been good, championship contenders when they're healthy, just about every year. I started watching back in 2011-ish, somewhere around in there. And that's when they really started to get good. They went to the 2012 finals, and then that was kind of about it until 2016. Yeah, man, they got a long road ahead of them, but they're going to be building around Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who came over from the Clippers in that Paul George trade. Fuck Paul George, by the way. Eat shit Clippers. They fucking they ate shit in the offseason. Or not in the offseason, but in the playoffs. And fucking... Let me tell you something. There was nothing more satisfying watching Paul George suck fucking ass in the playoffs like he did for us. I'm going to tell you, he bricked one. He shot a corner 3. I want to say it was in the last game. I think they played the Nuggets. I don't even remember, dude. It feels like it's been so long ago now. But he doinked one off the corner of the backboard. I was fucking up. I fell off a chair laughing. Oh man, there's nothing more satisfying feeling like when you have somebody like that's kind of why I wanted Golden State to eat shit, but they ended up winning the easiest fucking title, and God knows how long when Kevin Durant left us. But But yeah, fucking the Clippers just imploded. That was really fun to watch. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck I've been talking about, but yeah, Thunder, they got a long ways to go. They drafted some dude. I don't know how to fucking say his name. He's this big 7-foot motherfucker. He weighs 195 pounds. He shoots threes, so he's gonna be hopefully something. I don't know. Either way, they got a shitload of picks, and I'm excited. So it should be in a couple of years, it'll be fun to watch a rebuild and see how they do it. Because I haven't been able to see a rebuild yet, but the time has come. So, yeah. Anyways, I want to tie it in. I'm just kind of reliving the last fucking week or so. It's been so fucking busy, man. Just with a bunch of horse shit. Really, it's just that time of the year. It's horse shit time of the year. It's just so much to do and so much to take care of. But yeah, I got my fucking haircut the day before Thanksgiving, and I forgot about that. I forgot I wrote that down in here. I'm not one for like, I'm not one of those like Boy Scouts when it comes to rules of the road, I guess. But like, there's this motherfucker that pissed me off, and I really wanted to get out and yell at him, but like I was leaving and it was dark. And I get my hair cut in this fucking shopping center kind of thing. I guess I probably took you by there one day. It was. Do you remember the PA Dutch Market in that little shopping center kind of thing? I don't know if I showed it to you or not. Anyways, that's where I get my hair cut in that little shopping center. This Dutch Market thing is fucking. What was it? Friday I think or Thursday. So they were open, and it's a big part of the town. A lot of people fucking go there because it's all homemade good shit. A lot of food and good stuff. And I was leaving. I was getting the fuck out of there. I got my hair cut, and this guy like was just fucking cutting through the parking lot, and I didn't fucking see him. I was just pulling out, and he came from my right and about T-boned me, but he just zipped right in front of me. I was like, motherfucker! And it was dark, and it was kind of like it's like a low lit area. I just didn't see him, so I hit the horn at him, and fucking he stopped for a second, and then he kept on going, and then he pulled around on the other side of me, and I was fucking pissed. I was like, I just didn't fucking see him, and I was giving him some hand motions. I didn't tell him he was number one, but I was just like, what the fuck? I was like putting my hands up, and he was looking at me too. I guess he was waiting for a reaction because he fucking, as soon as I did that, I saw his car stop, and I was like, oh boy. and I've had a couple. I don't know about you, but I had a couple of moments like this, and I have told people they were number one, and it's usually that's the people who are like, all right. That's the thing, though. I try not to do it. Like, I try not to be a fucking asshole because, like, I get it, some people, but like, some people just like need to be told they're number one. All right. Anyways, this fucking guy, and as soon as I put my hands in any sort of motion, and it was dark too. I couldn't believe he even saw me. This motherfucker, he was probably a good like.
He was ready.
He was fucking. I guess I get, to be fair, 2020, everybody's fucking ready to fight. It seems like. Yeah. I fucking wasn't. I tell you that. If it was under different circumstances, maybe. But, like, I wasn't really that pissed off. I just thought it was fucking stupid cutting all the way across. I hate when people cut across parking lots and shit. I get it when there's nobody in the fucking parking lot. But, like, there's so many people walking the fuck around. There's so many cars there anyways. I don't know how the fuck he squeezed through there. I was trying to get the fuck out of there, and this dude comes fucking cutting across everything. Anyways, I was pissed. This dude fucking hops out, like, as soon as I even do anything. And I was so close to rolling my window down, like, hey, fuckface, what are you going to do? But I didn't do it. I just kept on driving. Dude.
Oh, but he was like coming to get himself some?
He was ready. He was out of the car. I couldn't see him. I don't know what he looked like. I don't know if he was a big old boy or if I could have took him, but he was driving a little bitch car, so like, I don't know, maybe. Either way, he wanted himself some. I didn't, but maybe, I don't know, maybe another life, but mother.
No, I mean, people are crazy. You never know who's gonna fucking shoot or stab you. Or what?
That's the thing, dude. Back when I was little, my dad was, and I tried not to take much from it, but like my dad was really bad with that, and he, dude, maybe I'll tell one story.
You've told me a couple of these. That's why I'm laughing.
The best one, I think. My dad was so bad. He just didn't take any shit. And God love him, man. I don't talk about this a lot, man, but he passed back in 2010. Missed him to death. He was oh man, he was the fucking best. He had just a heart disease, and it took him too early. But he didn't take any shit on the road, and this road, the twisties, and it kind of goes up the hill if you're going away from my house. There's like this double lane road, and if you're not driving fast enough, some fucking cocksucker from Pennsylvania with a big ass truck will fucking take you across a double yellow line and do something stupid. Anyway, somebody tried to do that to him, and he was one of those guys. He's like he was like Preet almost. Preet's the same way. He'll just fucking floor it. And of course I was probably like 3, 4. I wasn't that young, but I was probably like 5, 6 years old in the back. He just fucking takes off, and he eventually they came to a stop. And I remember he threatened to shove a cane down somebody's throat.
Okay, I haven't heard this one.
He was one of those motherfuckers. Dude, there's so many of those.
See, I've only had one. Well, my dad actually on Halloween, there was a doctor who lived in our neighborhood, which was really surprising because like we didn't live in like a big fancy neighborhood or anything, and my dad was pulling all of us. He had a trailer hooked up to a 4-wheeler, and my dad was dressed up like the dude from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah. And so he was pulling us around, and he had like a chainsaw, and he was doing all this. Well, this doctor was driving down the road and like was not letting my dad like by, and my dad was like trying to get by, and like my dad had made like I don't remember the whole thing, but my dad was very adamant he was right with where he needed to be, and he was, because I mean it's fucking Halloween, like cars should give way to everybody trick-or-treating, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you shouldn't be out at like 8 o'clock at night if you don't want to be inconvenienced by trick-or-treaters. Well, my dad like politely asked the guy like, hey, could you give me some room so I can get by? And he just like waved him off. And I'll never forget my dad throwing that fucking mask off his head, jumping off the 4-wheeler. And I don't remember what exactly he like said, but I remember part of it was, I've got a goddamn trailer, you son of a bitch. And he was like doing the point as he was walking to the window. And like my mom had to go tap him out, you know, like shoo him back over to the damn 4-wheeler.
That's funny.
But he was about to whip that doctor's ass. And what was funny was like they knew each other. Like I think my dad had been like, because he was like a family practice or whatever it's called, you know, like my dad had been to his office, like they knew each other, and my dad didn't care, like he was about to in full costume whip the guy's ass.
Goddamn right, we're gonna see a new doctor after that. Yeah, that's dude. That reminded me because fucking like you said, people are fucking crazy. But I remember that was like we had incidents like that all the fucking time, where just somebody was being a jerk off, and my dad would fucking, you know, he'd let him know. But that's the thing. Some people gotta fucking know. You gotta tell some people are being fucking cunts. But my mom would always say, yeah, oh man, you never know these people. You know, people are crazy. That was like 13, 14, 15 years ago, and I was like, fucking man. Fast forward all the way to 2020 is like now it's like legitimately true, man. You know, you never know what some people might fucking pull. But
I've toned back my road rage. I hopped out of the car once, and that was enough for me, because it makes you feel like a jackass after you do it. After you get like, what did I accomplish? You know what I mean? Like I was ready. The time I hopped out of the car, I was ready to dot somebody's eye and cross his T's for him. But he didn't want to roll down the window, and I'm not in the business of punching through one.
Oh
but,
yeah.
You know, after like making that walk back to your truck, and you're like, I just made an ass out of myself in public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I would have hit him, all that would have happened is I had to gone to jail. So like, what's that going to solve? You know what I mean? Like, no good was going to come out of it. You just feel like a jackass. You realize it's not worth it.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm not.
But man, you get mad. Like I'm not. I'll probably go out tomorrow and get mad on the road and fucking do something stupid. But usually I try to calm down and realize it's not worth it, especially not these days, because somebody in these parts you'll get shot for things like that.
Yeah, you can't fucking trust people. Anyways, fuck that guy who cut across fucking parking lots. Hope he had a great Thanksgiving, but fuck him.
Speaking of road rage, asshole trucker.
Oh yeah.
This afternoon he fucked up my whole commute. He blocked an entire. So he was in an 18-wheeler. I can't remember the company, or I'd put him on blast. I was hoping there was one of those "tell me how my driving is" numbers on the back, because I was gonna call and talk circles around somebody. But he pulled out on like a yellow light and just blocked the entire intersection. So all four ways were blocked because of this asshole. And where it was, there was another light, like this little short shoot with another light, and he couldn't even get there. And that's where he was trying to go. So it was going to take another cycle of a different stoplight for him to even be out of our intersection. And he was just blocking everybody. And he was just like waving at everybody, like, sorry, I'm fucking up your day. But like, it baffled me. I don't know what he thought he was doing because there was not a gap for him. It was a yellow light when he even started coming out there. It was just completely stupid. And I was on the phone with my mom and I was going in on this guy saying everything that should be done to him and people like him who do that type of stuff. Mom's like, calm down. But, yeah, I hate people who block intersections, especially in a fucking 18-wheeler. And like, I have the utmost respect for truckers. I'll probably end up being a trucker one day. That's kind of been my plan B. But some of these guys just think they fucking own the road.
Yeah, I guess that's how it is with some motherfucker. Dude, I ended up having a lot of road trips this year. And the last couple I did, I get it. But it's like I can't fucking stand when there's like an 18-wheeler and that like they just like there's one motherfucker going like a mile and a half slower than the dude and they gotta pull out and it takes them 15 fucking minutes to pull around them and it just fucking jacks up everybody. It's like either fucking speed up just like a couple mile an hour or just fucking sit behind them. Oh my dude,
they have to keep their momentum up, and I get that. And they probably get sick of dealing with all these fucking soccer moms out there with the phone in one hand and a latte in the other who are swerving in and out of traffic and slamming on the brakes in front of them. Don't get me wrong,
one, dude.
I would get sick of. Oh, dude, trust me. I've had a lot of thoughts. Rush hour commutes through Rome, Georgia, you see plenty of them, and they're always going to certain private schools in town, and they always think they own the fucking road. Oh, man.
Fucking hate it.
And they're the worst because, like, those guys obviously, you can't go over and tell a woman what you think of them through the window. That's not gentlemanly like. But like, so it makes you even more mad. You know what I mean? Because like, even if I'm not gonna do something when a guy cuts me off, it's like in the back of my mind, I could find peace knowing that if I wanted to, I could get out and kick his ass. You know what I mean? Or at least try to kick his ass. Maybe he'd kick mine. But you know what I mean? But when a woman cuts you off, it's like there's nothing I could do.
Yeah,
pisses me off. It really does. It really pisses me off.
You know what pisses me off?
What pisses
fucking
you off?
Sony. No, not just Sony. Walmart.com, GameStop, all these motherfuckers. I get it. Oh, I get it. It's a different year. I get it. It's really unfortunate this whole pandemic happened during the release of all these fucking consoles and the production of a lot of these consoles. But these consoles have been announced well before the pandemic started. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but like, it's pissing me the fuck off. I just want a PS5. I should have pre-ordered, but that's the thing. They like sold out of pre-orders or some shit. You couldn't pre-order it.
Yeah. Well, that's the new trend with technology. They announce it 2 years in advance, and then they make like 6 of them. So when everybody orders them,
dude,
everybody's just stuck with their thumbs up their asses.
I've had my thumb in my ass now for a couple of months. I've wanted a PS5, and I've been trying like fucking daily. I've been in those fucking Sony Direct queues, and I have not even got through the queue to where they're still available for purchase. There was one last night. I let Preet know he's trying to get one too. Speaking of which, we're gonna have to get this show on the road because Preet's on his way right now, about to deliver best of for the month. So I got some other stuff to give him, so he's gonna be here probably like 25-30 minutes. Yeah, he's trying to get one. I'm trying to get one, and we were both in the queue last night. I got up. There was 3 minutes left till I was in. And 3 minutes left, and the fucking message pop up. Oh, sorry, we're out for the day. I was fucking. And it's been like that. Target I haven't seen a single one on Target. I haven't seen a single one on Amazon. Fucking Best Buy, fucking out. Walmart's been has had the most drops, but the one like them and GameStop, all those motherfuckers who've been dropping them online. The fucking, like, they don't have any protection, so the bots come in and just fucking get them all anyways. And then the scalpers. Dude, there is a special place in hell for the motherfuckers who are scalping those fucking things and selling them for $1,500 on eBay. It's a fucking special place in hell for those motherfuckers.
I mean, hey, people are paying it.
Yeah, well, it's fucking bullshit. Of course people are paying it. You can't get them anywhere else. Fucking kids want them for Christmas. People fucking want them for the holidays. It's fucking bullshit. And we wouldn't have this problem if it was just fucking like no. And I get like fucking. I actually went to fucking Thanksgiving happened. I slept for a good like 2. Like I had that like post Thanksgiving like 2-hour nap, but it just happened to come at like midnight. So I woke up at like 2 a.m. or some shit, and I just couldn't get back to bed. So I was like, all right. Apparently GameStop was having PS5s. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I didn't have anything else better to do. So I hopped in my truck, drove to GameStop. And sure and shit, there were people fucking camping out. And they had a whole line out there. It was 3 a.m. It was fucking like 40 degrees. I was like, these poor bastards. I hope they get their PS5s. But I was like, it's not too bad. I actually went back at 7 a.m. Got there like 5 minutes before they opened. And the line still wasn't really that bad. So I was like, fuck it. I hopped in line. And there's people walking out with consoles. And I was like, man, this is great. And I was the next motherfucker to go in the store, and here trots the most GameStop looking employee ever. Sorry guys, anybody here for a PS5? Just sold out, motherfucker.
Oh man,
I was fucking pissed. It was funny too because they had Xboxes and they had PS5s, right? But I knew they had a limited amount of them, and I was scrolling through Twitter just to see like dimensions and see everybody else's experience. And a lot of them said they only had 2 PS5s. Somehow my GameStop had a couple of more than 2, but it obviously wasn't much more. But most of them, all the GameStops around the U.S. somehow only had a minimum, or basically really only had 2 PS5s. So like, what the fuck? Either way. Ours, for whatever reason, had just a couple of more. But they the way people were coming out, so they packaged. They were handed these consoles. Whoever wanted them. Some people actually walked out of there without any consoles, which kind of pissed me off. I was like, "What the fuck were you in line for then?" But I don't understand. Anyways, people were coming out of there with these like you couldn't see through bags, like these black bags. So like nobody knew how many consoles, like what consoles were coming out and how many were still left. So it was like,
did they do that so nobody got their ass whooped on the way out?
I guess, but it was just like this big game because everybody was like looking through the windows, like, all right, who's getting a PS5? Who's getting? And everybody was trying to guess how many were left and how many were in line. There was some old lady who was like, "How many PS5s do you got? Because I'm number 23 in line, and I just want to see if I can get one." She ended up getting to the store, but I don't think she got one. Either way, it was just like this big anticipation. And like it was funny. It was like it was almost like 5-minute intervals. Like somebody would come out, and everybody would like they were looking at the windows, and then they would just like stare down whoever's walking out with the black bag, and like, oh, what's in there? Does that meet the dimensions of a PS5 console box? I don't know, but dude, it was fucking. Of course, I walked out of there, and everybody was pissed. There was this bless her heart. There was this older black lady, and she was like, "Man," and she was looking at me. She was like, "This is horse shit." I was like, "I know, this is fucking stupid, man. Can't ever trust GameStop." She's like, "You damn right." She's like, "However, I heard that PS5's got some, so let's go on up there." So we were actually like parked next to each other, like the next row over, and so we went up to I didn't see her though. Once we got to the Best Buy, I snooped around there, and I don't think they had any, but or it sold out at some point. But yeah, it's if anybody's got any tips on getting a PS5 online, please let me know. I've been trying a good bit. I've been keeping on track of basically who's got them in stock. I haven't been lucky enough to. I got so close. I got to the review order portion on Walmart with one in my cart, and it just like the site crashes, and you can't do anything. It's fucking horse shit. I've gotten so close so many times, except for the Sony Direct thing, but I've tried on my phone, I've tried on both of my PCs. Every time there's like one scheduled, I always have it up on both PCs and on my phone trying to get one. Oh, that's a fucking disaster. I tell you what though, what I did get, I got a new television, and I'm super excited about it. I got this fucking what is it? It's a I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's an LG, and this fucking thing. I was planning on upgrading my consoles this year, PS5 and 4K and all that shit. So it was like, all right, I wanted to get a TV to match, Well, I got the TV. I haven't got the PS5 yet, but this fucking thing is ridiculous. I didn't realize how big my TV was before. I had this one, which I actually got on Black Friday back when the Xbox One came out, which was, what was that, 2014? Do you remember?
Yeah, your TV's pretty big, or it just looks big where it's sitting. I don't know, but I remember
Yeah,
being taken back by it.
yeah, the stand's a little small, which is funny because the one I bought, I thought it was 55. The one I had before, it was only 50. So this one I got was 65 inches.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And this motherfucker, dude, holy shit! It fucking the only like problem is that the base is so long. It actually like the stand that it sits on overlaps and it kind of goes over the edge. But it's not a big deal. It looks kind of goofy, but it holds it. So, dude, it's fucking.
Did you order it or did you go get it?
I made the mistake of buying it online and getting it shipped here, but I got really lucky that it didn't break.
Oh, okay.
I
was just wondering because like Black Friday this year, I didn't know.
Yeah,
keeping with the trend of people getting their asses beat, this year was probably like the first year in history that we didn't see. Much of that on Black Friday.
That's right,
man. We were setting ourselves up for a good one this year with the new consoles and just a lot of the things that have been out with the trends, the new PC parts and all that. There were going to be some ass whoopings handed out on Black Friday.
You're fucking right. I didn't even really think about that, but yeah, it was. I don't know about around you, but there wasn't really a whole lot open. But I didn't even realize Best Buy was opening. But I don't know what time they opened because I went in there like around 6:50 or 6:45 going to GameStop, and there are people already walking in there. So other than that, though, I don't think there's really anything else open. But to be fair, there wasn't really as big as Black Friday deals as there usually is, I guess. But especially
I didn't really. None of the, I mean, places were open, but like they were doing, like it was almost like a nightclub or something. They'd have somebody waiting up at the front, and they would only let certain numbers of people in at a time, from what I could see. I didn't even go out, and I don't think like actually in my town much was open at all, aside from maybe Walmart or something. But everything I saw in like the news where they were covering all the malls were only letting certain numbers of people in the stores at a time, and it was not typical Black Friday with people storming in there and, like I said, beating each other with the cheap objects to get to the expensive objects.
Yeah, that was I did that last year, or not last year, back when I got that TV back in 2014. I went in there to Best Buy I think it was Walmart. I went because I wanted the new Xbox One, right? And I had like my $500 and I was ready to buy it. And they didn't have any, so I ended up walking out with that TV instead. Anyways, that TV held up for so damn long. I was happy to get this new one though, and I've been the last like handful of days since I got it, dude. I've been watching television, I've been watching movies. This thing is fucking nuts. It doesn't like, unfortunately, watching actual just like cable television or satellite or whatever, it doesn't have the greatest picture because it doesn't have the greatest picture itself like Dish. I don't know if there's something I guess I could probably get better quality if I switched to some fucking like a Sling or whatever that internet shit is. But I haven't done that because I don't trust my internet, so I'd rather just have, satellite. But dude, it has like this LG shit. It has like, it's super fucking thin, and I don't understand the technology, but either way, it has this thing where like it has pure black. So it like the LEDs, if they're not lit up, they're just completely black. So it creates this fucking ridiculous contrast of all the other colors, and it's fucking ridiculous. I watched Rogue One, which is that Star Wars movie that's not like part of a trilogy. It's just like, it's kind of like an in-between movie. I won't explain it to you because you won't understand what the fuck I'm talking about anyways, but Star Wars fans, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Great movie. But the reason I chose it is because it has some ridiculous scenery. It's got some really cool just scenes and stuff like that, picture-wise, and holy shit, just watching it as they're like flying through space. You got like the pure black and it's got the stars. It looks so fucking good. It's crazy, man. Absolutely insane. And I was just thinking, man, it's crazy how like far just like shit like that's come, man. It's just it's insane watching. I watched The Martian last night. Been watching some started watching Ted Lasso, and this thing came with some Apple TV. It's got all the fucking bells and whistles. It's fucking nuts, man. But
yeah, I'm interested to see where like TVs and especially consoles now in the next few years, where they go. Like, at what point does everything, like, I guess TVs will always be getting better, but like the console debate, like, is
Yeah,
this the end of consoles? Like, could they get any better, or like when do they just start becoming shitty PCs?
I think they already are basically. I mean, they do 4K, and they just keep on adding some more Ks, adding some more RAM. It's the same shit. They'll basically just be cheaper PCs from here on out. I really don't need one, but there's something about still playing a console. You know what I mean? I wanna get one, and because Cyberpunk's coming out soon, I really want to get that and play it on there. Between that, I'd like to play the next gen 2K. Just, I'm a 2K fan. The games always fucking suck, but they're not as bad as Madden. I'm not buying fucking Madden. They can kiss my fucking white, hairy, hemorrhoid-filled ass. Those fucking bastards.
No, but man, like, oh god, it's really disappointing to me. Like, the more I think about it, that Black Friday was ruined this year because I remember back when like the PS3 came out, how big of a deal Black Friday was.
Yeah,
and
yeah, anything big like that.
Remember the Tickle Me Elmo?
I don't remember that release.
You don't remember the Tickle Me Elmo, dude? The Tickle Me Elmo. There were people. I mean, you want to talk about ass whoopings? The Tickle Me Elmo. People were beating the hell out of each other for Tickle Me Elmos. Yeah, Tickle Me Elmo was like the hottest toy ever.
When?
I want to say like 06, 07. I had one.
I don't know what the fuck I was doing in 2006. So, not playing with a Tickle Me Elbow, though. I know
we
that.
got one through. So my grandfather, he used to go to the Toys for Tots auctions that would like raise money for Toys for Tots. And somehow, some way, typically it wasn't toys at the auction, but somehow, some way, a Tickle Me Elmo ended up at the auction, I guess because they were that valuable.
Really?
Yeah, my grandfather, he would go there just to spend money. Like, he would run the stuff up. Like, he was doing it to donate. So, like, he would intentionally get into, like, bidding wars with people and then give them the thing. Well, somehow he ended up with a damn Tickle Me Elmo. Same way I ended up with that hockey table I had. He bought it, had no use for it. It was like, hey, you want a hockey table? Air hockey table. But somehow we ended up with a Tickle Me Elmo, I remember. But that was the year that was the toy. And people were getting the hell beat out of them over those things.
Oh, man, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what the fuck I was doing then, but yeah.
You know what a Tickle Me Elmo is,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I know what it is. I don't remember it being that big of a deal.
It was a big fucking deal. If you wanted a fucking Tickle Me Elmo, you had to be ready to brawl. And I mean, people paid the price for their Tickle Me Elmos. I mean, could you imagine kicking somebody's ass over a fucking Tickle Me Elmo?
There's got to be at least one person who probably thinks back to that day kicking somebody's ass for that.
Like, they regret it.
Yeah.
Their one regret in life was whipping somebody's ass.
They're trying to fall asleep at night, and that's it. That's just lingering in the back of their head, man.
I mean, I guess if you love, like, I've gotten attached to my little cousin. He's just over 1, and I guess like if he really wanted a Tickle Me Elmo, and the only thing that was standing between me and making his Christmas was whipping a man's ass, I'd whip a man's ass for a Tickle Me Elmo. So like, I get it, but I don't know. It's just crazy when you sit as an outsider, when you look back on it, like thinking that people were literally beating the hell out of each other over a Tickle Me Elmo. It's just really funny.
Yeah, well, some things never change, I guess. But anyways, plowing ahead, we got to talk about this F1 race, man. I guess you weren't there for the start, right? I think. So
I woke up at 9 a.m. sharp, and I got the TV going, but I was like in and out. Like, I have a vague memory of like right before the start, but I guess I kind of drifted off.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then when I woke up, like when I finally came to, I'm not even going to say woke up. I probably was scientifically, like legally awake during the crash, but like when I finally came to, it was just like dead silent. Everybody was on pit road, and like I was like, I don't watch much F1, but something's wrong here. So I immediately get on Twitter and I see the wreck, and I was fucking terrified. I was like, that dude's fucking dead. But then I scrolled again and I saw the video of him like walking away with his hands up or whatever. Or maybe that was after. But I saw confirmation that he had gotten out under his own power and was pretty much okay, or at least by racing standards okay. I find it funny how like in racing, like Burns,
yeah.
or Newman when Newman was like serious condition but not life threatening. Everybody's like, all right, he's fine. Like whereas like a football player rolls his ankle and people are crying.
Yeah.
It's funny to me, but God Almighty, what a fucking wreck!
Yeah.
Both F1 races I've watched have been fucking insane, and this one even more so. Like past all that, like just the racing, I thought was actually a lot better than I thought it'd be. Like how deep they drive those things off into those fucking corners. Like every time a pass was made, I was like cringing, thinking somebody was about to get full throttle. Because like watching NASCAR on road courses, or even something like the sports car racing I've watched, they check up a lot earlier because I guess the cars are so heavy. But those guys fucking sent it down in there. I don't know. It was so cool to me. I guess because the track wasn't wet like the other race I watched.
Yeah. I was gonna say you said I know exactly what you're talking about because I've had a lot of races where I like it's always fucking it sucks waking up. That one's usually not too bad. It was like 9 a.m. Some of them are like 6, 7 a.m.
Yeah,
and it's fucking sucks trying to wake up for them. Usually I just try to stay up. It's easier, but fuck, man! I woke up at like 8:45. I was ready to go. I've actually like got myself acclimated to it now. I'm usually pretty good at either waking up or staying all the way up. So where I actually like to watch the pre-race now, and then it gets me so excited then because then they always like cut away and they have their last commercial break, and they come back with the F1 theme where they show all the drivers, and it starts from Williams and it goes all the way up to Lewis Hamilton. In the background, they get all the like historic shots. And it plays the F1 theme. I always crank the fuck out of it. Just gets me hyped. And then they do that little opener like they do in the games where it's Crofty talking about the track, the circuit, the point situation, whatever the fuck they're talking about that week. Anyways. Oh, dude, I was sitting there watching it, and I saw that big fucking fireball like everybody else did, and my heart fucking sunk. I don't remember what I felt like watching that Ryan Newman incident. I guess I probably felt the same thing, but like I was sitting there watching it, and even after he got out of the car, I just felt sick to my stomach. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Especially like before they showed him getting out of there, because they didn't show replays there for a while. And that's usually, especially a big fireball like that. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, something seriously bad just fucking happened. They didn't show a replay, but I saw somebody went straight fucking head on. Dude, it is unbelievable that he fucking walked away from that. And it's, I mean, the big conversation has been it's crazy people that even considered complaining about it. Especially now after something like that. It's not the prettiest fucking thing in the world, but it's unbelievable how strong that halo is. I didn't realize it, but like obviously it's supposed to be strong, but it's like it's basically the strongest part of the car. And it fucking held up through that entire accident. It got burnt to a crisp. It fucking went through a guardrail, and it was still just right there. You know what I mean? It's had a couple of tests. I don't remember where it was. I want to say it was Spa, maybe. Charles Beck, it was his rookie season when he was with Alfa Romeo. He had a car. There was a car that got up in the air, and one of the front tires landed on the halo, and left a tire mark. That was like one of the first real tests of it. But this, Jesus, man, it split the car too. It's just like. There's been some seriously fucking bad crashes in all motorsports. Especially like F1 and IndyCar and just how cars are split apart. But it is fucking insane how far they have come with like making the integrity of the car like that, just like the cockpit itself. Like not only how smart it is to have it so strong the way it is, but have it break away in the certain areas it does to not only, reduce the G-forces as much as it can, but just keep everything together where it's most important. And fuck, man, it's like I sat there that morning watching for about an hour, and I just couldn't fucking believe it. Like I watched him get out of the car. I watched the replay from like 50 million different angles. And I just sat there. I just couldn't fucking believe it. It was like I still don't even know what to say. It was just like you don't see incidents like that in F1 these days, for whatever reason, and that was fucking Grosjean just going for a gap that just wasn't quite there. But but that's fucking motorsports, man. It happens once in a while for just about everything. And that's just how it goes. You just get those freak accidents every once in a while. It just, it sucks that it happened with that kind of guardrail. It's just those fucking guardrails are tough, especially with those kinds of cars, man. Fucking, and he just basically went right through the middle of the motherfucker. So, I just, man, so fucking lucky. But shout out to everybody involved, F1 over the years, and really anybody who's just gone into the, just the fucking, just the cars and everything. I could start here for another fucking 10 minutes on it. It's fucking insane to me. It really is, man. But fucking thank God nobody wanted to see anybody get killed. And thank God he's all right for the most part. He's still got some burns, but it seems like he'll be okay. I think I saw on Twitter that he wants to race Abu Dhabi, which if he does, that's gonna be fucking badass. I mean, he's officially added onto the list of fucking badasses with Ryan Newman obviously this year, and the history of everybody else who's walked away from crashes and incidents like that. Fucking Newman took a race car to the dome. And then Grosjean walking away with something with an incident like this.
He was in the fire for like 32 seconds.
Yeah, that's another thing,
man. He was wedged in the fucking wall and had to find his way out by grabbing onto hot metal and shit.
Yeah, dude, it's fine. That's another thing, man. The fireproof, just the fire suits, the gloves, all that shit in there, man.
Because I think they said what burned him was actually grabbing onto the guardrail or the car or something to get out.
I would imagine.
Which is crazy to me that he was literally in a fire for 32 seconds and didn't get burned till he had to grab something.
Yeah, it got so lucky it didn't knock him out or anything like that in the middle of that. Fucking like to take that's another thing people forget about was how hard of an impact that was. It was like Austin Dillon when he hit the catch fence back in Daytona that year. He just like stopped. He hit that shit, just stopped. It was kind of like that. He went through it a little bit, but again, it like the whole ass end of the car fucking ripped apart, and he just stuck like an air in a biscuit there in the middle of the fence.
So, if I understand correctly now, I didn't know this till the other day. They don't add fuel during F1 stops or something? Like, do they just fill them up as full as they'll go and then let them eat?
Yeah, that's right. They stopped. They used to refill. They stopped refilling for a number of reasons, but they used to have a lot of. They'd have fires in the pits refueling, so they were like, "Well, we don't need to refill, so we're not going to do that anymore. It's dangerous." Yeah, so they just
that was just a shitload of fuel that went everywhere and caused an explosion.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. From what I understand, it wasn't the fuel tank at all. That still held together. It was extra fuel. It was a little. I don't know how. I can't remember how they explained it, but it wasn't the fuel tank itself. It was obviously fuel, but it was from something else.
Well, how much fucking fuel do they have in those things? That was a big ass fire if the fuel tank held.
Yeah, see, that's what I remember. I'm not 100% sure on that, but from what I heard and what I remember, it wasn't like the whole fuel tank ruptured. That would have been really fucking bad, but it was enough, obviously. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I loved all the NASCAR people on Twitter. This is why they need safer barriers. As if a safer barrier was going to help that impact, really.
Well, he probably wouldn't have gone through it.
He wouldn't have gone through it.
But it still would have been a big lick, I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's just, again, it's just one of those freak accidents. Like, you never
don't need a wall angle like that. I don't get, like, tracks having walls like that. Like, same thing on some of the ovals at NASCAR. Like, Talladega has those weird angles on the back straightaway. Like, I don't understand why walls being straight isn't a priority. You know what I mean? Like, I know they have to have areas for safety crews to come out, but they could just extend the walls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get why they have to have those angles, especially like that close to the track where, I mean, he didn't even really have a chance to save the car. Not that he was probably going to be able to save it. But.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, man. It's just like, it's always how it goes. You never expect anybody to hit the wall, because that was like a good portion down the straightaway. You know what I mean? Like, they crashed in the straightaway. Nobody expects the car to, for whatever reason, hook a right that fast that direction. But it's like, the golden rule. If there's a wall on a race course, a car is eventually going to hit it one way or another. And that's kind of how it was with NASCAR for a handful of years. Pocono that one year with Elliott Sadler. Nobody expects a car to fucking get down there the way it does, but then something like that happens, like, all right, we got to fix it. So I'm sure Bahrain will probably, they probably already changed it one way or another, I guess. But, we'll probably never see a car go that direction like that. But
the Twitter engineers, though, were out in full force.
Yeah,
Well, another thing, the people who were bitching at the safety crew for not extinguishing the fire quick enough or whatever, obviously I'm not a firefighter, but to me it looked like, one, if the guy's struggling to breathe in there, you don't want to just go in there fucking suffocating him, you know what I mean? And two, it looked like they couldn't even figure out where the hell he was. So you couldn't see. Their first priority was trying to find him, see what the deal was with him, and then get to the fire, because obviously he's got a fire suit and all that. They've got at least 30 seconds now, we know, but they don't want to go in there and fucking smother the guy. I think it looks like that's the new protocol, because if you go watch some of those wrecks back in the day, fucking guys running there fucking with the fire extinguisher, just unload on these guys, fucking suffocate them before they can even get out of the car.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. After that happened, I saw a lot of people already critiquing, and I was like, I don't understand how you can do that. I can only imagine being part, could you imagine, fucking none of those track workers expected anything like that to fucking happen. They're just going to sit there all racing,
Well, the car was in two pieces.
That's another thing.
I'm sure it took them a second to realize, where is he even at?
I think there's track workers that were right in that area behind there, but then they had that medical car that came up behind there, and it's like when they rolled up, I'm sure they didn't know what the fuck they were looking at. His ass end of the car was over there, and it's like there's this big fireball where I guess he probably is, but it's like you can't see. So either way, it held up. You know what I mean? That's all that fucking matters. And then it's up to F1, the FIA, the track, whoever else. If anything else needs to be done, I'm sure they'll probably do it. But fuck. That's the only thing that matters is he got the fuck out of the car, and that he's gonna live. So, fucking 5, 10, 15 years ago, with 9 chances out of 10 that probably wouldn't have happened. So. Fucking lucky. And then of course after that, fucking Lance Stroll flips.
Yeah, that was dude. That's when I was like, all right, I'm a fucking this is insane. It's so, because it's so different than NASCAR. It's a different kind of crazy. But man,
I know it's
crazy, because I didn't expect them to just restart the race. I guess if they wreck on the first lap or whatever, do they restart it or whatever?
Yeah, so that happened earlier. That was when I first learned it. We were talking a while ago now, back in Monza when Pierre Gasly won. They had that incident. They had 2 red flags, I think, and that was they've had a couple this year. It's been a crazy season, but if they have a red flag, they come back out and they restart the fucking race back on the grid. It's pretty cool. I really like that. It's you learn something every day. You talk fucking Lance Stroll. It's weird. Every once in a while they'll touch tires and whoop right around. I was like, dude, I watched that. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. What are we watching right now, man?
I guess flips are probably more common than in that.
For open wheel, especially with those.
And when they did his little radio, it's like, oh, I'm just hanging upside down. Casual. I didn't realize that he had knocked a wheel off or whatever. I thought they were going to roll him over and he was going to keep going, but apparently it knocked one of the wheels off or whatever. So
at that point, there's some important stuff up there on top of the car that kind of takes part of the hit. So that'd be cool though. Flip one of those bashes back over and keep on going.
Well, then that guy ran across the track when that guy caught on fire at the end when Perez caught on fire. I couldn't believe what I was watching. This guy come running across the track with a fire extinguisher.
Oh man.
And right in front of some guys too.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was about. Fucking Perez, man. He was trying to stretch it. Man, if they could have got that safety car a lap or 2 earlier, man, that would have been pretty fucking interesting to watch. But oh man, that's fucking F1 though, man. Some races, just boring as shit. Lewis Hamilton wins, whoop-de-fucking-do. Other races, you get somebody who almost and it doesn't happen very often, but that fucking Grosjean incident, and then fucking Stroll flipping over, And then Perez right there at the end. Sometimes you just never know what the fuck you're gonna see. And that's a big reason why I've gotten into F1 and try to watch every race, because once again, some really suck. But man, some races are just really fucking either interesting or really fucking good. But yeah, it's funny. You mentioned that earlier. How deep they drive it in the corners. Yeah, it's crazy, and they fucking. That's part of the fun part about watching it, I guess, is like how much technology they have. And just how much they put into those cars, not only with the wide fucking tires. That was another thing they changed. I want to say 2 years ago. They made the tires wider, so they're just fucking. They grip a lot, and they're basically the F1 cars now are the fastest they've ever been. A big part of that's the tires and how wide they are, and just how fucking fat. I gotta pull up a clip one of these times and show it to you. Fucking Lewis Hamilton. I don't know how familiar you are with Suzuka. It's got this big, windy fucking whoop-de-whoop section. It's just left, right, left, right, left, right. And his qualifying lap that 1 year, it's fucking insane how it's just like quick the car goes from left, right, and just sticks it. It's fucking insane. But yeah, I mean, probably the best brakes in the world, I would imagine. You got to watch, if you ever pay attention to Daniel Ricciardo. He is one of the best I've found at under braking. It's fucking insane how far he will drive into the corner sometimes to either go around somebody or go underneath them. He is one of the best in the business when it comes to that. He was so much fun watching with Red Bull. He switched to Renault. Car's not quite as good, but fuck, man, he is really fun to watch. Bahrain is one of the best tracks for it, though, is because it's a really high speed circuit, a lot of straightaway actions, and you got a lot of tight corners there at the end. So this one's going to be a fast one coming up now. With the quote unquote oval circuit, you got a lot less corners and a lot more straightaway now. And fucking, I guess you probably heard about it. Lewis Hamilton isn't going to be there.
Yeah. So imagine being the guy who has to take over that car, because if he has a bad run, everybody's just gonna discredit the car and say that. I guess either say he's absolute shit, or it'll confirm that Hamilton's the greatest fucking driver ever.
With all due respect to Lewis Hamilton, I hope he's doing all right. I'm sure he's doing all right. I'm sure he'll recover just fine. But
everybody on Twitter's saying the same thing. I hate it for him, but thank God.
Yeah. Well, but it's like this is just such a weird circumstance because this is what everybody's always wondered. What happens if we just pop somebody in that car? What the fuck happens? Now we're finally gonna figure it out, because obviously the car's that's probably the most OP car in F1 history. Lewis Hamilton obviously is one of the best, if not the best, all time. And that's like when you put two, like a really good car and a really good driver together, you get that many wins. Bottas, obviously, he's won a couple here and there. Again, really good car, but most of the time has to defer strategy to Lewis Hamilton, so he gets priority and all that shit. So most of the time he just gets shit his way anyways. But dude, it looks like George Russell's going to be the guy so far, as long as the weird part about it though is that he's already, obviously he's already on the grid with Williams. The thing with George Russell is he's a Mercedes guy, but he's like the he's like the Chris Buescher, I guess. He's like he's like kind of with one of the top teams where he was, but he's just kind of being put on hold with a shitty team with Williams. Unfortunately, it's like the worst team, but he's one of the most promising young guys right now in F1, and everybody wants to see him, see what he can do. He's got a lot of talent, so just having a shot in the top fucking car, it'd be really interesting to see what he does. But yeah, so now it's like, what the fuck? If Lewis Hamilton's gone, what happens now? Bottas, I guess, we'll see what he does, but he's had a really shitty last couple of races. And then whoever replaces him, that hasn't been announced yet. Other options are Stoffel Van Dorn, who we haven't seen in a while on the grid, but former F1 driver. I really like him because his name is Stoffel, and it sounds like a treat or something, like a pastry or something. Other than that, I think Esteban Gutierrez is another reserve driver. But another one, Pietro Fittipaldi is filling in for Grosjean this week. That's an interesting one. I don't know if you know anything about him. He's Which I didn't know. I saw a lot of people talking how he's the Hickory track champ one year, which I didn't know about. The only thing I really knew him for, obviously the Fittipaldi name, but he was supposed to be in the Indy 500 in 2018, but he broke both of his legs in a accident, and he had to sit out. He was going to race for Foyt, I think. But I remember seeing him in the garages. He was still there. He was pedaling around on his little. He had one leg up on a little scooter thing, and he was pogoing it around with the other. Poor guy. But yeah, he's gonna be filling in, so it'd be cool to see him get a shot there. But yeah, fucking. And then Haas just announced one of their drivers for next year. Whatever his fucking name is, I quoted him or quoted it today, saying he's got a big forehead because he's got probably one of the biggest foreheads I think I've ever seen in my life. Nikita Mazepin. From what I understand, what I know, never heard the name, but from what I've learned in the last 24 hours is that he punched Callum Ilott, I don't know how you say his last name, in the face, which you don't get a lot out of formulas. But he's Russian, and he brings a lot of money. But people are shitting on him. But it seems like he's not like he's won a little bit. I think he's got 2 wins in the F2 season. So okay, so he's won, but it seems like a lot of people are roasting him more or less just because it's a money decision over driver. Because there are a couple more talented drivers probably on the grid than him, but once again he gets the ride. But that's how it goes with all motorsports. Anyways. That's really about it for formulas, I think. I'm super excited for this next Bahrain race. I don't know if it'd be worth a shit, but it'll be interesting just with the track layout. I guess it hasn't been done before, so I'm excited to watch it. I'm ready. It's 3 straight weeks of F1 to end here. We got last week, we got this week, and then Abu Dhabi the next. And apparently Lewis Hamilton might miss Abu Dhabi as well with the strict COVID rules over there. I don't know how the fuck they do it over there, but I know it's probably not very fun traveling from country to country to fucking just different areas. Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited, man. I'm glad you're watching F1 too. We can actually talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I'm telling you, man, it's again, it's not it's different though. That's what I like about it. It's so much different. It's just it's refreshing to watch, just to kind of see what the fuck's going on with it, because it gets interesting every once in a while. I'll tell you that. It's fucking interesting these last couple of weeks. So we are this is going longer than I anticipated. But you want to hop onto that mailbag?
Yeah. We only have a handful of questions this week. First one, well, askmoonhead@gmail.com. That's the email. Y'all probably know this by now. Justin Askins with the first question. Hey guys, love the show. 3 questions if you don't mind. Maybe y'all have said this already, but what do you guys do for jobs? I know Travis is in school, but surely YouTube isn't all you guys do. It's so fantastic because I know it's pretty hard to make any money on YouTube. 2, if Cozy is out of the diecast game, is he going to sell all of them? If so, I'd be interested in seeing a list of what's available and maybe buying some. 3, I'm sure this will get addressed later on a podcast episode, but do either of you have any bold predictions for the 2021 season? My prediction is SHR and JGR will struggle and Hendrick will have a resurgence with all 4 drivers winning and making it to the round of 12. Thanks. All
right, first question. What was the first one?
What do we do for jobs?
Oh, well, mine's easy. I'm a full-time YouTube Twitch streamer, and gotta say, I've been doing pretty good lately, so I'm pretty proud. Thank you to all the Twitch subs, YouTube members, folks who watch ads on YouTube and whatever else, kind of here and there. Thanks for keeping me fed, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm buying time in community college. And honestly, thanks to a lot of these folks, I guess I have to give my thank yous too. Twitch income's been pretty nice lately, so that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. And then I'm working on some stuff with Garrett Smithley that's, I guess, kind of could be considered like a job. But other than that, I just focus on school, really buying time with that. Cozy, are you out of the diecast game?
Nope. I am so sick of talking about diecast. Yeah. God damn it. Jesus
he
Christ.
wants to know if he can buy some off of you.
No. That's why I don't talk about it, man. Because every motherfucker's gotta like, oh, can I get one of those? Can I get that? Like, you selling this? No, I'm not.
And then I'm gonna save the bold predictions because I'm sure
same.
we're gonna do
It's too early for that, man. Let's get past Christmas first, and then we'll think about it, all right?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of next week, I'd like to devote some of the episode. I want us to come up with. I meant to talk about this during the 24. Just we talked about it before, but some of like our just wildest iRacing stories. I want to give ourselves like a week, and I'm gonna like write some shit down. Maybe you could do the same because I know if we have a week to think about it, we can think of all the good shit that happened. Next question. Matt F. He wants us to do another American Truck Simulator race.
Oh yeah, I wanted. Man,
would be really awesome.
I'm pissed I missed Rick's giving on Friday. I just had so much shit going on. I just fucking couldn't get it together. But I plan on doing ATS hopefully before Christmas for sure. That way I can we can listen to some Christmas carols. That's like tradition. We've been doing that for years now. At least once. So yeah, it's definitely gonna happen before Christmas. So.
And then basically his second part was wanting to know if we thought Danica was a NASCAR or Danica's career was a bust. And I'd say overall, yes. But had she not gone to NASCAR, I think NASCAR kind of tarnished her reputation.
Yeah, it's usually how it goes. I definitely felt bad for her in her NASCAR stage of her career. Looking back, I don't know. It's definitely a weird career to look at, but she made plenty of money. She did win something, and what else can you ask for? I guess obviously she wasn't the best, but hey, she did it. So,
sorry, fucking Google Chrome was acting up. Nathan Wakeman said, what are your guys' opinions of Martin Truex Jr. making another championship run? Like, when do you think it will happen? Also, do you ever think we will see someone win the championship without winning a single race in the season? I think Truex, any one of these years, could just up and win another championship. This year was kind of an off year, but
yeah, he's in that stage now with JGR especially. I think he could probably win it just about every year, whether they put it together or not.
Yeah, it's just going to be a match. He's most likely, unless something goes really wrong, he's going to win 3 to 5 races each year, and then if things go really good, he's going to win the championship. And then you ever think we'll see someone win the championship without winning a single race in the season? I think it's really unlikely with the way playoff points are. But I think eventually, if we stick with this format for enough years, it'll happen.
In Cup, I don't think there's any way it happens. Not a single chance. I mean,
it's happened in trucks. I'm thinking just Cup. I think eventually it would happen.
In Cup, I guess eventually. I mean, if we did this shit for 80 years, I guess the odds are in the favor that it probably would happen. But I just, man, it'd be pretty fucking. That'd be a hell of a way to do it. But
Newman almost did it, but that was before the playoff points. I think the playoff points kind of where that won't happen.
Yeah, I don't think it happens.
Actually, this is funny because we inadvertently talked about the Thunder earlier. Weston Miller writes, howdy, Travis and Cozy. This is a question for Cozy. As a fellow Thunder fan, what do you think about how the team is shaking up this offseason?
What was that name?
Weston Miller.
Oh, Weston. Man, it's been a fucking minute. I recognize that name. Jesus Christ, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, we did talk about that, but I'm super excited. It's just rebuild time, and we got a shitload of picks. I'm hyped. It's going to be a tough couple of years watching it, but I'm excited to see what Presti can put together because he's like one of the best in the business. If anybody should be doing a rebuild, he's the man to do it. So I'm excited.
And then he wants to know if he can expect any more Chef Moonhead videos from me. Yes, I have several of them I got to throw together.
All right on.
And then he said, because I've got a kick-ass Doritos casserole recipe that my mom has, I'll gladly send to you. Oh, yeah. That's actually something I do want to do with that channel. I want people to send me, like, recipes and stuff. I have some, like, food review type shit, too, I've got to put on there from Bristol. That's something I want to start doing every race trip weekend. I want to go, like, review nice food things. It didn't really pan out while we were in Bristol because Cozy, you had like the shits or something, and we're trying to get the podcast rendered, and I was fucking starving, and so I finally just went somewhere that wasn't worth a damn. Really, the hype that I saw online for the place didn't really add up, but we'll work it out next time we're somewhere. We'll do a nice food review. Last question from JD Legate says, "Hello, Tarvis and Cozy. LOL made you say Tarvis instead of Travis. Okay.
LOL.
I have 2 questions about the big boys. 1, what do you think happens first this offseason? NASCAR announces any change for the upcoming season, and NASCAR Twitter all agrees on it with no disagreements, or Ryan Newman posts a picture or video of his off-season workout at the gym. Neither of those is likely to happen, but I'd say Newman posting an off-season workout's more likely, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, probably.
And then 2, this question is for Travis. I know you have a pig named Spanky, who, by the looks of the pictures you posted, is a big boy. While I myself don't have a pig, I have a cat named Dracula, who is a big boy, in that he weighs about 20-ish pounds.
Oh,
he likes
Lord.
to go outside, but when it's time for him to come in, he can be very difficult to corral. My question to you is Spanky hard to corral when he is outside roaming on his own? Seriously, love all the content you guys make.
Chunk.
I love watching all that you guys do. Keep up the great work, JD. P.S. Here's a joke. Here's a joke. What kind of bees produce milk? Do you know, Cozy?
Not off the top of my head.
Boobies.
Hey, before you answer this question, I'm gonna go let Preet in because he's out in the cold right now. Take your time with this answer, all right?
Okay. So Spanky being tough to corral is not really an issue because typically he comes better than the dogs. Like if him and the dogs are all outside, I can yell for all of them, and Spanky will be the first one to actually listen to me and come up. Because Spanky, all that's on his mind is food, and he knows most likely he's gonna get a treat or something if he comes up there. And when it's time in the evening, usually he's already waiting by the door, ready to come in for dinner anyway. He's pretty schedule based. So it's never hard to get Spanky in. And if he's being stubborn and not listening, I can just go out there and shake a box of Cheerios, and he'll come in. So yeah, pigs are stubborn, but they're really not too trying to think of the word. Really not too I really can't think of the word. They're very smart. I guess we'll just say that. They're very smart, and they listen well, they catch on to stuff well, and like I said, schedule. If you get a pig on a schedule, it'll pretty much do the work for you. Like if he could open the door on his own, he'd just open the door and come in and be ready for dinner, but he's usually waiting by the door and ready to go. So not difficult to corral at all. He's not as stubborn as a cat or anything like that. I know how cats are. Cats, they don't want to listen. So.
Cats are fucking hard-headed, let me tell you that.
I'm out of breath. I just added a bunch of words to that answer unnecessarily because I was panicking. But that's the mailbag. That was the last question. I didn't have another question to answer.
Okay, well that's good. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up here because I gotta take care of this shit, and Core's gonna be starting here soon. Jesus Christ, it's been a hell of a fucking day. But this has been a great podcast, so I gotta say.
Yeah, it is. We talked like little to no racing on this one too, but it was great.
That sounds good being the off season though. There's not usually a whole lot to talk about, but we always got plenty of shit to talk about anyways. So it was a great time, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Hopefully, we'll probably have a couple of off weeks here and there through the off season, maybe. But we'll try to keep this thing going through the off season, and it should be a good time. So hopefully we'll be back next Wednesday. But this is a great one, man. It's a good time. Thank you everybody for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Whatever the fucking episode this is, we'll catch you next week. Oh, do you have any final words? Sorry.
No. I was ready to fuck off.
All right, let's fuck off then.